Hello people, this is Aram and welcome back to Godsfall for the second half of our first season. I know you're pretty eager to get started, but before we do, we have one more shout out to Battle Bards. Battle Bards produces premium audio for all of your RPG tabletop needs. And this week we're going to talk about how you can layer the sounds from Battle Bards to make your own unique soundscapes. Let's say that your party is deep in the forest and surrounded by angry wild elves. The players don't take the hint, and combat begins. All the individual sounds you heard to make up that scene are available right now at battlebards.com. And while you guys are on the internet, be sure to check out godsfall.com. We have tons of maps and information up there that'll really help flesh out this podcast and bring it to life. And I'm currently working on a Godsfall Player's Handbook that'll have all of our maps, all of our characters, all of our world notes, so you guys can join us and play within the Godsfall world. If you want to help get that out to you faster, go to godsfall.com and check out our Patreon account. Any support is hugely appreciated and helps us get this podcast out faster, as well as all the maps and supplemental materials we know you guys love. But that's plenty of housekeeping for now. Let's get to the podcast. My name is Aram Vartian. I am the Dungeon Master for Godsfall, a custom 5th edition Dungeons & Dragons campaign in Washington, D.C. Last week, the players' vacation at Turtlefest was rudely interrupted as meteors struck not only the town of Turtle Bay itself, but the massive ironwood behind it, erupting into flames. The God King Jacob Cladivo took to the air to defend his kingdom and assaulted a meteor head-on, shield in hand. He was engulfed in a massive fireball. And as the dust and debris settled, the God King was nowhere to be seen. So you found out that a deal is going down. A lot of gold was exchanged for this very, very small box, and that box ended up in one of LaFleur's warehouses.
He's gonna be super pissed when he finds out I took this, because look at this. He literally built a fucking room for this and its friends, wherever they are, or whatever the fuck they do. Oh my god, there's 3 more. I wonder if he knows where they are. I wonder who would know what this is.
Try to rest and try to recuperate.
You have dreams of a great storm and being washed out to sea, deeper and deeper to sea, and every time you reach for land, it just feels like you get pushed further and further out to sea. As you look up, the last thing you see as you slide beneath the waters is a giant comet. She pulls out your father's secret staff. It's glowing. She pulls it towards you and presses it against the side of your face. As she's doing so, it glows brighter and brighter. When she touches you with it, it makes a squealing noise as if you press metal against dry ice.
My next objective is to send a message back to my guild that Baron LaFleur's men are looking for me with the dogs and will follow me to that hideout.
Alright, I want to talk to that halfling who tried to rifle my purse.
That's racism! That is racism!
Okay guys, I have to be very serious here now. That ship right there, the Blackwater, that's like the flagship of the Kadarian Empire.
Para is just sitting there with his arms crossed, and finally he turns and he's like, enough! How does this help us? How does this do anything whatsoever? And you just turn and round on him.
Shut up, Para. No one likes you. Doro regrets saving you. Your brother isn't dead because you too much power to fight for him.
Franny!
As far as game mechanics, this is what's happening. At will, Doro, you can now blink. And that is how your superpower, or as we're calling them in this game, your divinity, works. You see the 2 stone doors beginning to slide open.
Fuck.
What did you do now? Cool!
Alright, well, I'm rolling my eyes because I tried to tell these idiots and they never, ever, ever listen.
No.
Though I have had access to my divinity for nearly a year, I have walked upon those steps of Odin's temple. Those doors did not open for me. Whatever the 5 of you are, is something very different. Oliver!
Okay.
Oliver!
Whoa! Little girl, what are you doing? Stop!
Okay, she kind of turns up and she's like, Oliver!
Okay,
he fell."
right, get away
away from the cliff now.
I'm headed to Turtle Bay. I'm going to enter Oliver in the best turtle contest, and he's going to win so I can buy medicine so my father feels better.
Gentlemen and ladies, welcome to Turtle Fest.
Oliver is given a silver, and the person who's given a gold there, the crowd is not happy. There's a couple light boos, like, you're kind of suspicious that maybe a couple coins may have changed hands here.
Shake his hand in good sportsmanship.
Okay, he walks over
But not good
and
sportsmanship
he's like,
at all.
yeah, I guess you did well.
My name is Doro Knot, and I'm from the Port of Bliss. I found a gem that's worth a lot. I stole it like a kiss. I tried to get away, but the parents
Yeah, wait.
send his dogs, they chase me through the town.
Pause just for 1 second. So he's singing his whole story.
There's more. Some lady named Rosia, she hid us in her place. I ran around and I was seen, Kadar now knows my face. The dwarf was here having visions, the wolf was calling him. We found the elves, revealed ourselves, true godhood from within. So, I learned to teleport. Watch me do it now. I'm over here, I'm over there. And then I teleport to my seat, addressing the crowd, and I say, and now I'm in the crowd.
And I'm just laughing.
There are a lot, yeah, except for a couple people.
I summon our servants.
Yes.
There.
Fetch the dwarf.
Yeah.
And fetch the God King's daughter because she is in danger.
As the clouds part and the night becomes clearer, the comet has returned. It is small and green, and there appears to be no tail behind it now, and it's off to the left of the moon.
Well, I'm just going to fetch out my parchment then and draw it again.
The God King and I were going to check in about the dream.
After a moment, there's a knock
Paranoia.
at your door. Someone opens it, and the God King ducks under and steps into your room. I have heard you wish to speak with me.
Your Majesty, I've been having dreams, and I had a dream the other night about the comet.
What did the comet look like?
Well, I drew it.
And you still see the king's face fall a little bit as he takes the drawing from you and he looks at it and he nods. My dream started when I was shown a drawing. And then you hear an explosion. So you all run out onto the deck and you are greeted by the sight of a massive fire about 2 miles behind Turtle Bay in the heart of the Ironwood. The small glowing speck of the comet still hangs above you to the west, but from the east, several meteors shower down into the bay. You just see, Fry, and you kind of look up, and eventually you walk out, look up with her, and there was a very large meteor coming directly towards the town, and the God King sees it too and is going to meet it. There's an incredibly bright light that fills the sky for a few seconds to the point where you guys can't see, and when you turn back, there is no sign of the God King at all. You steady yourselves and hear the cries of townsfolk as they are rushed along in front of you. Get them to the temple! All get into the temple!
So can we identify from here who is directing the rescue?
The guards from Brennus you saw earlier have abandoned their watch posts and have rushed down to the town square and help usher the people to the far end of the peninsula where the large stone temple of Ius rests, the highest point of this lower half of the village.
I am freaking out seeing all these things happen that I just dreamt about.
You're overwhelmed. You hear some of the guards shouting, "Get them to the temple! Get everyone inside!" What are you guys doing?
That.
Okay, do you guys want to help?
No.
Okay, what are you doing?
I am staying on the ship.
It's probably safer. Harry's with you right now, and he's like, "Sign, are you all right?"
Yeah, sorry. This is exactly what happened in my dream. That town is in big trouble. Everybody there is gonna die. Come on, Para.
All right, and they go running off. You guys get to the main group, and I want perception rolls from both of you.
17.
You see a little boy fall. He's running alone, and he falls, and he's on his knees, and he can't get up, and there's people coming behind him. He looks like he's going to get trampled. He's about 50 feet that way.
Yeah, dash and teleport.
All right, I want a reflex save.
13.
Okay, you see Doro vanish. What's that?
Dexterity, but yeah.
What'd I say?
Reflex.
Right, dexterity. You see Doro vanish back into the crowd, wrap his arms around a kid, and pop back and put him down. And there's just this crying kid who now won't let go of you.
Go, I'm taking him I wasn't gonna put him. I mean, I was gonna.
Oh, so you start running with them towards
If
me.
I perceive someone can't get into this place,
Gotcha.
I will put them in there.
Understood.
And then go out to get more.
All right, so Doro's sprinting towards the temple with the child in his hands?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. And you are still directing. You guys get now down to where Torvik is. What are you doing?
Trying to help in any way that I can. I mean, get screaming to people to come this way, and if I see anybody in trouble, help them.
All right, excellent. Franny?
I suspect that the jewel can be used to amplify magic.
Okay.
Is that the case?
I can't tell you that.
Okay, well, I suspect that the jewel can be used to amplify magic.
Okay.
So I am going to grab the jewel.
Will save.
What is that? The
Roll a 20, yes.
It's not well,
It's
but
not will save. Roll a wisdom save.
18 plus 220.
You reach into your pouch and you pull out the Eye of Saw. As your hand wraps around it, your body lurches and you see that pink-purple fog of a world start to envelop the reality around you. But you're ready for it this time, and you fight it. You're able to stay conscious in a bridge between these two worlds, and you feel a rush of power wave through you. You can see and feel the emotions of everyone around you pounding. Terror hits you in wave after wave as it builds and builds. You can feel all of their emotions pulling at you, pulling at every single pore, and finally you just hurl your arms forward and shout, "Enough!"
And she just flares bright purple. She rises above the ground with her eyes open and her hands out, and everyone stops dead. Every single person who is running stops dead and turns to her and nods, and then slowly and carefully starts walking towards the temple. She collapses to the ground and passes out.
I would run over to Franny,
Yeah.
and I would, shit.
Her eyes are rolled straight back and her hands are trembling.
All right, I reach into my pack and I grab a.
Taking too long, I run up.
The green outfit.
Okay, wait, he did it.
Yeah.
He's not
grabs
there.
the
I thought it
He's
was.
with
No, he's right there.
No,
he's not.
No, you.
in the temple.
He stopped. You took that girl on.
Yeah.
They got to
Boy,
where he
yeah.
was. So they're all together. You're running the boy to the temple. So you grab it out of her hand. I need a will save.
Wisdom.
No, damn it, I need a wisdom save.
15, 16, 17, 18.
You grab it out of her hand. There's a rush of energy as that gem is transferred to you. There's also the strangest feeling. Your hand just graces her as you take it out of her palm. Your fingers trace along her hand, and you are filled with a desire to defend her. And you can hear everything. You can see through that bird's eye. You can hear what that turtle can hear. You can feel the water pass under that fish. You can understand where that bear is in the woods. Every single thing around you is completely overwhelming, and boom, Torvik goes down and
I
collapses.
grab my nice green suit out of my backpack and then gather up the gem and put it back into its box.
I want reflex saves from everyone who's conscious.
What's that?
So not reflex.
Dexterity.
I want a dexterity
Dexterity.
save from everyone who's conscious.
That was like 4 times in a row.
I know.
Impressive.
5.
5.
Shunk.
Para makes his. So Para kind of grabs you and dives as there's an explosion behind you guys and everyone's thrown to the ground. You're not hurt, but that was close.
I'm vaguely conscious again?
Yeah.
Alright, the first thing I'm going to do is grab that box back and tuck it back into my pouch.
Well, he has the
I have
gem in
it.
his hand.
Yeah. Oh, in the suit.
Yeah.
In the box.
Yeah.
Okay. Alright, so
We'll worry about that later. Let's get everybody to this
Most
safe
of the
house.
people are there now. There's just
Right.
some stragglers going up. There's an old woman with a cane being helped by another gentleman, and they're pretty much the last ones going up.
I'm behind him, pushing. Come on!
Right.
Come
You
on!
can see there are bodies where the explosion happened. There are people dead and dying over there.
I run after the elderly couple is in now to go start helping people who are injured.
Okay,
Right.
so you run to the elderly couple. What are you guys doing while he's doing that? He's running towards where the explosion
I mean,
happened.
what state am I in now?
There.
You are a little groggy, but you're awake. You're here. You can do whatever you want.
Okay, I mean, I am.
I'd see Dora running and
Yeah, I think we
realize
all
what he's
probably
doing.
help the
Ella
injured.
runs after him.
Yeah.
Okay, so you guys run over there, and there are a couple wounded people towards the middle. There are definitely some people closer to the explosion where there was no point in doing anything. There were parts of them. They're torn in half. They're burned beyond belief. Some are still fully inflamed. But there's 3 people here who have been wounded. One woman has just a big chunk taken out of her side. One guy is missing a leg, and another one just has his head bashed in.
And Para's with us, right?
Yeah, Para's with us.
You run towards them, and you've seen Para do this a couple times. And the last time you saw him heal someone, not so much the burning part, but the energy that was released afterwards, you felt that kind of resonate within you. You feel like you understand what he did.
All right, so I locate, like, triage and locate the worst one.
So basically, the woman with the side.
Yeah, and just kind of, do the ha, and just kind of.
How does it work with your paladin abilities?
Sure.
I believe it's a set amount of points, and you choose how many you use every time you lay on hands. It's like a pool that you pull from, I think. Because paladins are like battle medics. Like 1 point, 1 point, 1 point, 1 point to save everyone.
Yeah, they're not. Yeah, they're. Blessed hands cut touch wounds. Your pool of healing power that punishes when you take a long rest. So this pool you can restore a total number of hit points equal to your paladin level times 5.
Okay. So you're currently
15.
Whatever amount of HP I want.
So you just empty it into her, right?
Yeah.
So you just see Torvik run right up, clamp both his hands around this woman's wound. You hear her scream for a second, and then it just goes away, and she seems calm as Torvik's hands glow, so bright you can't see the wound, and then it's just gone. At the same time, you hear a scream as Para puts his hands into someone else, and they erupt into a flame, and the wound goes away. And then there's this last guy. Now this last guy's got his head caved in, and he's kind of leaning over a table, and as you come up, you can see bits of rock embedded into his skull. So
I'm gonna try and do the hand thing again, but I've out. So I try the it's
clear. Clear. Nothing.
And this guy's like, "What the hell are you doing? Like, get off me!"
Well, I grabbed one of the people that were just healed and help them to get back to the temple.
Para runs past you and kneels down next to the man and places his hands against his caved-in head, and then quickly pulls back and is like brushing stone off his hands that crumbles onto him. The man's body shudders violently, and he just suddenly rises to his knees in a very unnatural way, like he swings upward as his eyes glow this deep reddish purple, and his body lurches toward you.
Are you not there?
I was with
They are helping people back.
We'll be there in like a turn or two.
Yep.
Okay, so it's just us. Is it a Zambi?
You really know what this is. I mean, roll intelligence.
Because I met that undead character. So 18.
I mean, it sure as
19.
fuck seems like a zombie, but you guys, no one's seen a zombie in a long time.
Shoot it in the head.
Okay, so for people
I
that
don't
are
have
in
anything.
initiative, then
Yeah.
it's
No one has
Para,
any
Torvik,
equipment.
Phryne, and the zombie, or whatever the hell
Yes,
it is.
exactly.
Yeah.
Para is just backing
And
up.
what's the zombie? What did the zombie roll?
2. Yeah. Para is just stunned and doesn't understand what's happening, and is backing up and looking at you guys like, what do we do?
We kill it with fire.
Right, first to act is Phryne.
Kill it with fire.
But it's a person!
It's not a person anymore, and I am going to.
The zombie says, "Wait."
I'm gonna use minor illusion to have a pile of brains over there to tempt him away.
Excellent.
Brains.
Is that what you're gonna do? I love that idea. Is that what you're actually gonna do?
I mean, I can do it if you want me to.
Well, wait.
But I would much rather
do something that makes sense.
I'm in self-defense mode at this
I would
point.
agree.
So I'm gonna throw a firebolt at him.
You make a ranged attack. So roll a 20 to hit.
Is there anything like I guess it would be like flammability or something like that, where like if it's
No,
a
I
tree,
got 10.
Oh.
if it's like a tree
Well,
can
no,
or something like
she
that.
has to roll a hit first. She's
Oh,
right.
okay,
Sorry, go ahead.
Like if you like if it's
11.
That definitely hits.
like an
Okay.
undead character,
And
or
then-
somebody can use a light powered.
Well,
you
this
get,
is a very recently undead character,
Okay.
so they're not going to be flammable. This is a fresh body that just got up, filled with juices and fluids. So, I mean,
He's still gonna get shit
Yeah,
on
fire's
his
still going to be bad.
Everybody here become zombies.
I need to.
All the village that we just saved.
Jesus.
Oh, no.
There's Which one is it?
Parrot a firebomb.
You're right. Sorry.
Close the temple doors.
Doro, where is everybody?
This is it?
I closed them in
There's
the
no-
temple.
There's no
No!
There's no 10 on it.
0 is the
Oh, got it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because they're also used as percentage dice.
Got it. 3.
3. So you see like the zombie's left arm just explode in fire, and it just kind of turns with it still burning and looks right at her and starts to come for her.
Torvik.
Alright, I still have that sense of I need to protect Franny from
Yes,
from
you
the jam.
do. Absolutely.
So
and it just rushes in you.
Yeah, and so I'm gonna divine smite the shit out of this guy.
There you go.
I'm gonna attack him with my fist. 12, 13, 14.
That'll hit. You just fist smited him.
I'm gonna smite.
You're gonna
Yeah,
cast fist.
It's I cast Mr. Fister, and
He's got a flaming arm, which he rises to go for your neck, and you're just kind of backing up a bit, and Torvik just uppercuts the guy. Jaw explodes, head cracks open, and as it does, you can see where the stone has completely encased the brain and down on his stem as well, and the whole thing kind of falls out like a lump of coal.
God, they're
and
head
just
crabs.
collapses to the ground.
Behind him, you can see several others rising to their feet and lumbering in your direction. About a dozen people rise in unison, scattered before you. Their heads snap back. Horrid screams escape them as bone claws burst from their flesh, about a foot long, wet and dripping with their blood. Their heads all turn in unison towards you, their eyes glowing that same deep reddish purple, and they start towards you.
okay, time to go. Let's go.
Yeah,
Oh,
seriously, I would like to be back on the boat now. So we're about equidistance from the boat and the temple,
Yeah, about.
and the zombies are like here.
The explosion happened here. It struck this building here and this one here. So they are coming out of here.
Okay, well, I would like to run back. I mean, what's happening at the ship? Can I see what's happening at the ship?
Sure. Roll perception.
So I have a +3 plus double my proficiency, so that's 7. So 17.
Yeah. So you can see that they're pulling up lines.
I say we haul ass back to the ship.
What about all these people?
We can't save them all.
The zombies are heading towards them.
We can't save them.
I position myself between the zombies and the temple.
All right. So Doro runs up.
It's my one
Knives
dagger.
out.
One dagger.
With your one dagger out, facing down about a dozen zombies. Are you running to the boat?
I mean, you clearly want us to go into this temple, which is what you've been driving us towards since you built it.
Well, you could go in, or you could be outside, because either way there are zombies going towards it. You can make up your mind and do whatever you want, but those zombies are definitely going for that temple.
Search around for a weapon, like anything.
Oh, sure. Okay. Roll.
Investigation.
Yeah, investigation. Thank you, DM.
3.
Sorry.
3? Yeah, there's there's just nothing. But excellent.
Principle that does.
Guys, you hear, and you hear
Granite.
clank like his brain. What are you doing? Get in the temple. He's got a big old sword out, and he sees that you guys are completely unarmed, and he pulls a dagger and tosses it, pulls a short sword and hands it to you. He's like, "Get back, go, Franny, get out of here."
You ready, Brandon? I'm going with you,
All
Bob.
right.
Doro, come on, let's go.
Whatever. I was already up
No, they
there
did not take a
running
quarter
at the
step.
zombies
Yep.
long time ago.
I want initiative, but Doro's gonna have a free action at the beginning
It's
of
like,
it.
I'm looking around for Dora. Dora, let's go. Oh, you're already there. Are they Dawn of the Dead zombies, or are they like the fast 28 days later?
They are definitely shuffling towards it.
Okay.
Yeah, they're moving about 20 feet per round.
Okay, so we can.
All right.
You could all
Attack, walk
all
back,
outrun
attack,
them.
okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Is there anything that we know of from, lore and folktale of zombies?
Roll an intelligence.
No.
Ugh, no.
Got dang zombies.
Probably. Just a second. +3. 19.
Like all magical creatures, you have fully investigated zombies, and you know that the head must be destroyed because it goes for the brain.
Go for the head.
There you go.
All right. First act, Friday.
So Thunderwave just would knock them down and back.
Correct.
Oh, that was
But it might at least
But it buys some time,
let
certainly.
it buy time.
Absolutely.
So,
Read to me how Thunderwave works. I got the book open. Because we're accurate in this game. At least eventually.
One day.
Well, we did get initiative wrong for like 5 games, but otherwise than that, we're very accurate. Thunderwave, right?
Yes.
Teleportation circle, thunder wave. A wave of thunderous force sweeps out from you. Each creature in a 15-foot cube originating from you must make a Constitution saving throw. On a failed save, that creature takes 2d6 thunder damage and is pushed 10 feet away from you. So that's quite effective, actually. Okay, now how that will? It's going to burst out from you.
But,
so you'd have to move.
Unfortunately,
Right.
Doro
You'd strike Doro as well.
in the
Also,
way.
it bursts out from you, so you'd have to move and then cast it. Because it emanates out from you in a cube in all directions.
So all of those.
So it's kind of a spell like if you're surrounded, you use it.
Okay.
You know, because you can't really control where it goes.
So-
You could also inspire.
Which
Get them!
yes.
Protect me
Destroy
from them.
them.
Yes.
They have vexed me.
I would like you to roll just a straight 20. Don't add anything to it.
A 1, dude.
It explodes and you turn.
Okay.
Jesus.
I want will saves from everybody.
What's that? Wisdom?
Everyone, yes.
Oh, including me?
Yeah. No, not you. Sorry.
Okay.
What'd you get?
I got 13.
All of you now want to protect her badly. It's more important than anything.
I teleport onto the shoulders of this one, as if I was standing,
Right.
his head's between my feet,
Okay.
so I can just go.
All right, that is an accurate teleport. So I would like you to roll a 20 and add your wisdom to it.
Nice. Good job.
2.
Oh, that's unfortunate. So you teleport
Inside of the zombie.
northwest.
You're like in its mouth.
You want to teleport on his shoulders, right?
No, the one to your right.
This
Your
one.
right, there.
Okay, so you actually teleport here instead. I need a dexterity save because you are higher than you expected to be.
16.
All right, you fall on your feet, but you're fine and you're right there. You can act.
Okay, well then, I attack that.
All right.
20.
Natural 20?
Yeah, it's like...
Wait, you rolled a 20 on a combat thing. We haven't done
Yeah,
that yet.
yeah.
Hang on. We haven't really had a natural 20 hit for combat yet, which means actually it's a zombie, so it doesn't matter because they're not immune because they're not affected by critical hits. Damn it!
That's why I
God
just said
damn it!
20.
Roll your damage.
I'm like, I know where you're going with this,
Yeah,
but there's no
fuck.
point. So I'm attacking with both my daggers, I assume. 7 on the first, and then 2 is 4 on the second.
Yeah. Okay. You appear too high. On your way down, you're able to catch yourself, and you turn in midair and just slam both daggers into his temples on either side. You see his neck irk as you're falling, and by the time you hit the ground, so is he. Who's up?
Brannick.
Brannick is going to charge forward. He doesn't have enough time to hit, but he will go 5, 10, 40, 50, and there. And he's got his sword out.
My turn. I'm going to try to escort Phryne to the ship.
So you grab Phryne's hand and run with her to the ship.
Yeah, heading that way, I guess.
All right.
I don't have anything to do.
Unfortunately, I would have loved to have been in this, but
No, fair enough.
I'm affected by the spell.
Yes, you are, exactly. You want to get her safe no matter what. You don't care about anything else.
Zombies.
Zombies come pouring out of the smoldering wreckage of the trade hall, stumbling and grasping with these stone bone claws as they mindlessly shamble toward you.
This one's going to attack Doro. One jagged claw that's come out of him. All of it's grown out of his arm. And a 6 is not going to hit you. He clumsily swings over you as you easily duck out of the way.
Para.
Para just kind of, he starts to lurch forward, but then he kind of stops for a second, and you see him just kind of get down by his side, and he's like growing a ball of fire in his hand. Starts as a little teeny spark, and it grows and grows, but that's what he's doing for the whole turn.
Okay, Torvik.
Run as fast as I can toward him.
All right.
Really.
So you're just going to double move?
Yeah, just
Perfect.
right alongside of Brannick.
35, 40, 45, 50. Right, because you move 25, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, so right there.
Phryne. So
So you guys are running towards the docks.
Yeah.
There's no one in front of you. It's pretty much open. People are off the streets, and there don't appear to be any zombies here. So you're just going to take the next 4 rounds to get to that ship.
Doro.
Blink here.
All right.
Attack that one. Yes, because that's a critical too, because my dagger is 19, 20.
No, there's none of that for this.
No?
No, that's
That's
all the old
fine.
game. Yep.
Damn.
Yep.
22.
Oh, that definitely hits. Yeah.
Yeah.
He's soft and squishy.
5 and then 5.
10?
10.
That will drop him. Okay, you just basically put both into the back of his neck as you popped in right behind him, cut out to the sides, his head just kind of, and then boom, he's out.
Brannick.
Brannick just goes right for this one and swings with a great sword. 20 will do it. Yeah, hang
Brannick is
on.
enraged by the threat to my person.
Don't touch her! 8 plus 8 is 16. He does 22 points of damage, cleaving it directly in half at the waist, and both halves fall to the ground. Boom.
My turn. I'm running with Phryne towards the ship and looking
All
out
right.
for any danger.
You will be there in 2 turns.
No, 3 turns.
3.
You've run for 2 turns now.
Round.
Oh, I see. Right, you'll be there in 4. Right, sorry, 3 turns.
Zombies.
Wham! Blocks one with his shield, takes the butt of his sword against another, knees one in the chest, but is then raked across the back. He gets struck hard, and you see him grimace, but you don't see any blood.
Pair off.
Ball of fire is fired straight past Brannick's head, like right past his ears, hits here and explodes.
Whoa!
Nice.
Hang on, Brannick needs to make a reflex save, which he fails.
Kara
killed Brannick!
Now he's gonna cry even more.
All of these guys are wiped out in a ball of fire, and he is knocked on his ass. This one is on the ground on fire, but kind of wiggling, and his cloak is on fire.
Fine.
Oh shit! Sorry. There you go.
Get one more.
Yes, you do. All of them are down. One of them is still wriggling, and Brannick looks hurt.
Alright, run over to the zombie and...
Dead. Done.
Alright. Phryne and I are still running towards the ship.
All right.
If
Dora.
I had manacles, I could take this with us.
Like Shaun of the Dead style?
Never don't buy things even
No
when you
one
think they're
would
stupid.
let you keep
The zombie. On the ship.
I would make them.
Yeah, good
You
luck.
would
It's my
fail.
pet. Can we keep him?
What do you want to do?
Well, I kill that zombie. I teleport behind it to like attack it. I know it doesn't mean anything.
Doesn't mean anything, but
visually, that's what I do.
I like the flavor of it. Go ahead. So the last one just kind of throws a lazy claw for you. You vanish. You appear behind it and stab.
5.
Right.
5 again.
That will do it. And he just rips along the back of his neck and drops one more. Doro is covered in a good deal of blood at this point. He's basically wiped it out from his eyes, but his whole face is drenched in blood and most of his arms.
Gross zombie blood.
Gross. Well, it just looks like human blood, but yeah, gross zombie blood.
Brannick.
Okay, Brannick is just on the ground in pain. He's burned and wounded.
We're pretty much out of initiative.
So this
Yeah.
one's done.
Dead. So there aren't any other zombies you guys can see.
So when we get to the ship,
Yeah, we're
Yeah.
theoretically.
Yeah,
at the
yeah,
ship
he
now.
is. Okay, you guys are on the ship. They are getting ready to cast off. Like they are basically going to lift the gangplank as you're running up.
we can't leave without the God King.
Wait. Yeah, that's a good call. We can't leave without the God King.
No, that is a fair call. Actually, they didn't realize that God King was missing. Like, what do you?
Yeah, they
what do you
probably
mean?
wouldn't have started
Yeah.
to leave, would they?
No,
Even
the God
if he
King
had been like,
ordered.
leave without me,
The God- actually,
everyone
no,
would look at
I'm
Superman
sorry.
and be like, eh.
The God King
gonna
ordered
wait.
them to leave. They're going to do what he said.
I mean, can I use my divinity to?
You can try.
16.
As you know, she's talking about like, ma'am, we have orders. Ma'am, we have orders. Look, I'm sorry about your friends. I'm sorry, but the God King, and then you just see her quiet down. Her tone changes. Her words become become softer, and they just flow from her like honey. You even in the middle of all this combat, it just feels calming and comforting to listen to her words, and it just seems like that's the most important thing to do right now. And the soldiers just stop. They put the gangplank down and they listen to you as you're like, we have to wait. Stop removing the ship. They just
leave no man behind.
and they're like, yeah, yeah, and they start to reverse their actions and they're lowering the plank back down.
Or at least keeping it hovering
Fair enough.
in case we
There you
need
go.
Stall
Yeah.
living.
to pull it up
Yeah.
if we need to.
Fair
but
enough.
can quickly drop it down as our party theoretically
go.
arrives.
Hera's gone up to a Brannick and he's kind of turned him over and he sees his burns and he puts a hand on the burns and he's healing him. But as he's doing it, you can see the wound in his back and rock is literally spreading throughout it. You can see the rock growing through his back.
Not Brannick!
All of Brannick erupts into flame, not just the wound, and you see him scream as his eyes and face melt away to bone. You can see his fingers reach up and the bones grasp and everything is just inflamed and the bone itself begins to char. And then there's a light, Para collapses and Brannick's healed. He's fine, he's unconscious, both of them are out, but he's completely healed.
Para!
But without skin?
No, he's fine now.
It was
Once the light,
temporary.
like he was boiled down to the skeleton.
De-zombified.
Is Para okay?
Para's out cold, and there's blood seeping from his nose and ears.
Well, but the spell effect is over, that's when I do something. So I don't know.
What's going on with the meteor shower?
There are still a couple
Like rogue
in the distance, but it seems to have quieted down, and everything you think you're out of it. It's hard to tell with somebody at a cosmic event like this, but it feels like you're out of it.
So would you be able to carry Brannick and would you be able to carry Para?
Well, Brannick's fine. He can walk.
Oh, no.
Yeah. Brannick's up. He's.
Oh, you said he was unconscious.
Are you guys all right?
That's why I'm yelling.
Where's Phryne?
Her and Zion went to the ship over there.
We should get to the ship. Come on. We got to get to the ship.
What's the status of this town?
There's part of it on fire. The people have come out of the temple at this point now that it's quieted down, and they're starting to act. The local sheriffs are yelling at people to get buckets, and
How's that look?
They seem to have it under control. It seems like it's okay. Not great, but not getting worse.
All right,
Still,
they've got
not a
it.
good end to
Let's
Turtle
go.
Fest, 98.
No, this has not been a good Turtle Fest.
I grab Para and throw him over my shoulder, and I start heading toward the back.
Sure, you guys get to the boat without incident. You're quickly ushered up. Soldiers run down, grab Para. Brannick's still a little wobbly, but he just, pushes them away and walks up. And you guys are on the boat.
I'd like to keep an eye out for the God King.
Yes,
Like actively.
You and many others. Every spyglass on both of these ships is out. They are pulling away from the dock and pushing off, and people are scanning everywhere, and there is no sign of him at all.
Zion, could you hand me the jewel and watch me? I'm wondering if we might be able to see the God King in the astral plane.
Sure.
I take the jewel, I sit down.
Sit down, smart. The first one to sit. Good.
one to do it
Thank
correct.
God.
I lay down.
I sit down with my back against something.
It's like your
Take a
meditative
deep
position.
breath. Brannick, my darling, if you could just watch over me.
Yeah, I got you.
He cradles her.
No one
in
gets
his
there. Yeah,
strong
you know what?
arms.
Actually, yeah, he would. He's seen people fall out from this, so he just kind of kneels down and gently kind of, gets ready to catch you when you go out.
And if I'm out for too long, I wonder actually
Doro,
if
pee on you.
Brannick could touch the jewel without anything affecting him.
Good question.
that.
Now is probably not the time to find out.
We'll cross that
But
experiment
be
bridge later.
prepared to grab it with something and put it. Don't touch it with your skin, but put it.
He
back
puts
in
on
the
one of
box.
his fancy, white marine gloves, and he's like, "Yeah, I got it."
But you have
All
to
right."
let me be out for at least a little while. I need to be able to see. So I touch the jewel to go onto the astral plane to see if I can find any indication of the God King's presence.
You just kind of accept and fall into that world. You don't fight it whatsoever. It's like you're being pulled into sleep almost. Your eyes pop open, and it is just flat purple and pink water for as far as you can see. The comet is huge. It fills the entire sky. Everywhere from it, where there was just a little bit of a halo, is waves of this purple and pink energy shooting in every direction. You can feel energy all around you, overwhelming. And you can see a little glint about a mile north.
And that's the direction we're heading. Anyway,
Basically.
we have to go around the peninsula to get back to
get
the North
north
Shore
to go.
to Ani.
Exactly.
Okay, so I'm gonna try and draw myself out.
Roll
from the astral plane.
roll a wisdom
myself.
save.
Hey, you got it right.
I did.
9 + 2, 11.
Yeah, you see her eyes kind of flutter, and Brannick is holding her, and she begins to twitch and shake a little bit. He's like, "Give me water, give me water." And he blashes, and then you're just out of it. And he's already got like a towel, and he's just kind of gently patting your
dabbling my
face. Yes, exactly.
I
with
pop,
Fine, are you all right?
I pop the jewel back in the box and I just reach up and lovingly stroke his cheek.
All right, yeah.
Did you
She's
see
all
the
right.
God King?
Did you see the king?
I don't know. I saw something different, a glint about a mile in the direction we're headed. So I don't know what it is. It could be the God King, but it was something different than the environment. And I also saw some crazy shit with the comet, but let's focus on...
Brannick has already left and has gone on to some other men to
basically...
Kind of, yeah. He's really loving, really tender, but he's easily distracted. Just like wonk, and then he ran over to tell guys, you gotta look over here because Franny, like she saw. Trust me, do it. And they're like, all right, and they go and do it. And so the ships begin to slightly turn, but are still heading pretty much in the same direction.
So
they signal to the other one, and it follows along.
So presumably we're all, with our spy glasses or what have you, trained.
All focused north now.
Yeah.
And after about 10 minutes, there is a glimpse.
It's been 10 minutes, then
yes.
we will see Tapera because he's bleeding out the ears or whatever.
Oh, you guys are telling him he's awake. He is exhausted. His head is killing him, and he's dizzy. Roll just a straight wisdom for medical knowledge.
Which I do have some. 19.
He seems like he has a concussion. He's acting like he's concussed.
Okay. I do not in real life have medical knowledge, but...
you would know to keep him awake,
yeah.
Keep him seated up, keep him moving,
All right, Para.
Basically.
Para, you're going to be okay, but just sit up.
I'm so tired.
Fall asleep.
I really want to make the worst decisions possible because I'm Para.
No.
He can
gets up and walks
He's gonna
around.
cry himself to sleep.
Yes, he'll cry while sleeping.
Yeah, you can. They can sleep. You just have to wake him up every hour.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Just to make sure he's got.
There's a medic. Not a medic, but there's like someone that he could turn him over to watch him. Yeah, because they have. Actually, no, there would be on this ship. Yes, there are actual medics. They run up and they are taking care of him.
Yeah.
So handle.
Yeah, it's the God King's flagship.
Absolutely.
They don't need to rely on my sketchy memory.
Right, exactly.
Something I read in an anatomy textbook once when
I may have read about
when
this.
I was looking for the naughty pictures.
Right.
And stumbled across something.
Right. I suppose I'll learn. Maybe I'll need it.
Concussions.
All right.
Sounds like something you get by engaging in some sort of manual labor effort.
So you guys head further towards it. About 10 minutes later, there is a glint on the water that you can all see plain. And the ships pull up, and there is the God King's tabard lying on top of the water, glowing.
What's a tabard? I'm sorry.
A tabard would be like the one-piece kind of eunuch thing
Jersey.
they would kind of wear, right, where it kind of is belted and then kind of like falls to kind of a skirt thing, but it's not really a skirt, and they would wear pants under it. So that is what is floating in the water.
Oh, that's not good.
The soldiers fish his tabard out of the water. It's folded. It's also dry, by the way. It never got wet. So they just pull it out. It's not dripping at all, and they fold it, and everyone looks pretty grim at this point.
Yeah.
And we don't see any evidence of his armor or shield floating, only...
Absolutely nothing.
Well, I look particularly grim because the last thing that happened that I saw him, I gave him a drawing, and now he's dead, so...
And he
It's all your fault.
And he was like, and he was like, my vision began when I was handed a drawing of the comet. Yeah.
Oops.
Regicide.
Technically, it's Para's fault. You can blame Para.
It's Para's fault.
Yeah.
That's right. I would have thought to do that.
No, Para's the one who was like,
close to you, you fool!
yeah, Para's the one who was like, show him the drawing, Michael. Yes, show him the drawing.
He's been working with that grabbing hands the whole time.
They're setting sail towards Ani because they can't think of anything else to do. They look for a while, the ships circle, they lower some rowboats, they search for hours, there's nothing.
So at this point, am I the highest ranking person on the ship?
On this ship, yes. On this ship, you are the highest ranking person. Yes, you are.
I think we have done all we can do here,
I would agree, ma'am.
and it's time for us to set sail back to Ani. And I don't know how much we can do, but obviously extra constant vigilance. I think for the morale of the people on the ship, I don't know that we should have a funeral really, because we do not know what has become of the God King.
Her eyes like dart when she goes to your funeral. He's an immortal. The God King is not dead.
Exactly, and so we don't want to worry anyone.
We shall set sail immediately.
I think we should take his tabard and I will keep it safe and we can present it back at court when we arrive.
That she balks at. No, that we have strict orders should anything like this ever happen.
Oh, you do? There's actually protocol.
Yes, they go right to, we will deliver the tabard directly to his granddaughter.
Well, maybe we should search for more bits.
Well, that's the only thing that would have flooded,
Okay.
Right.
unfortunately. Everything else would be a crown, a shield.
Shit.
Everything else would have gone
This
straight to
causes
the
a
bottom.
big political problem.
Oh, yes, it
cause
does.
a big political
Yeah,
problem. We
and
also
by the
don't
way-
know that it's truly at the bottom of the sea.
Or anywhere, or he could still be, whatever.
Right.
She is aware of the political problem this causes. I mean, the entire 50 years of peace have hinged on the fact that the God King is alive. It is a 9-day journey back to Ani.
I mean, at least for now, we've had a fairly trying day.
Maybe some rest?
Yeah, I feel like we would just fall asleep.
Is there anything you guys want to do over these 9 days?
Train.
Really? So you're on deck training every day?
No.
Okay.
What are you training?
I'm training below deck.
Okay. What
So
are you doing?
It's a little more
Quiet.
It's not as conspicuous.
You have
but
enough
the funny
room.
thing is, if anyone were to stop me and ask me, like, why are you being careful now? It's
Right.
just for her. It's I don't want her to know I'm doing.
Gotcha.
I
Okay.
don't care if they see me.
So you like
So
find-
the sailor's
so-
like, what's going on in there?
Right.
I just keep training. Who cares? Whatever.
So you find your way into like the bilge, and you're
Yeah.
down there popping around and popping out. All right. What are the rest of you
Where
doing?
the sailors can see you?
No, they wouldn't see him in the bilge. Like way down in it, they wouldn't see him unless they went down there for something. They're not going to see him.
Clearly something happened with the God King. There needs to be continuity, and we can't create panic. And so all of us need to come up with a story.
Because the saddest part is, even if we brought the tabard back to his granddaughter, that's it.
Plus, the story's going to be hard. Every single person saw it. Every single person in Turtle Bay saw it. Every single person on that other ship saw it.
They
So
saw. He saw them.
But they didn't see that all of the weapons and armor and everything has either been obliterated or at the bottom of the
well, no
ocean.
one knows, right?
And they didn't hear, like, nobody
No
heard
one heard that
gone,
conversation.
gone,
Yeah.
gone.
But everyone on both ships saw that tabard in the water. Everyone on both ships saw the explosion. So just keep that in
So
mind.
we'll have to kill them all,
Yeah.
obviously.
Wow.
Obviously, but no,
They're,
we're just gonna travel.
Pair of bird boat ships.
But I mean,
Everybody on that ship, go.
You know too much.
This is a
Those
world.
people killed your brother.
This is a world that doesn't know its own lore.
Correct.
This is a world that is disconnected. What we have to do is come up with some plausible sounding myth of where the God King went and let people buy that for a while.
I mean, here's the only thing I'm worried about, and that would be the second that the Empire of Kadar hears that that Ani is no longer in possession of those mystical weapons. You can bet they'll head for Wessel or Brynnis. Maybe not attack Ani directly, but that's basically an invitation.
I mean, this is why I think we have to concoct some reasonable sounding myth for where the God King is, where the armor is, that at least temporarily, while we figure things out, has some sort of prophylactic effect on any movements the Kadarians might be making. The God King, no one's going to buy that he's vacationing at a spa, but, if he has, taken himself and taken the armor into the astral plane in order to re-strengthen it after doing the comet, and it takes some indeterminate... It's lost to the mist how long this takes. It could be a year, it could be a year and a day, it could be 10 years, but this is where he's gone and this is what he's doing.
Here's the problem. I am a terrible liar. So,
We've seen much evidence of that.
you better just make sure that it's not me doing any of the talking.
Am I here?
Yeah, you
Yeah.
left
Okay.
yet. Yeah.
First thing I need to do is on the ship find some part where, like the larder or something like that, like some kind of room.
He knows there's probably cheese there.
Where, yeah, right. I find him in there. I'm
Right.
sure. Yeah. But where, like a storage room
Sure.
or something like that, where I could do something and no one see it or hear it
One of the soldiers sees you as you're on your way down, but he's like, "Hey, Doro! Yeah, man!
Yeah, what's up, guy?"
And he just lets you go on ahead.
In here, I get out some blank parchment and utensils to write with
Okay.
and stuff, and I begin taking notes. Essentially, I'm marking waypoints in the ship.
Right.
And then I'm going to start practicing teleporting between them.
Okay, so you're going to try and think of the place and go there.
To the point where I'm starting to teach the ability, the muscle memory of remembering the place.
You attempt this for about an hour, and you quickly come to the realization that without the ability to see it, you can't go there.
Go around the ship by word of mouth, essentially, and try to find the most artistic person on the ship,
Okay.
basically.
Done.
Okay?
Yeah.
Variety! You know, didn't you used to draw or something, right? You made someone a picture at one point?
Possibly.
Listen, do you mind if I borrow your artistic talent?
Why?
It's for training purposes. No one's gonna be hurt. I'm not stealing anything. This is just to get better.
So draw the layout of this bank, please.
Right. No, and essentially then I would take her to a place that's not ridiculous. Okay, I'm not looking for a fucking find the hidden object type of picture. Like just a corner that's empty or something. And I'm like, now just, it appears my ability to teleport is somewhat restrained to my ability to see. So I wonder if I look at a picture of something and try to teleport to it, if that would work. But I have a feeling no one around here is going to be able to draw better than you.
Well, that is true.
I did that.
For once, you've actually made a good decision.
Give it time.
I think that I can help you with this. Is there any way, however, Doro, in return? I don't know if you're able, but obviously Hagen taught all of us different things. How do you? What's your teleportation process, and are you able to teach others?
You know, I bet I could. It's pretty easy. I mean, mine's pretty easy. I don't really know what the rest of you even really do.
Are the rest of us with it, or just us?
Why? I mean, are you?
Well, I know
you
that
guys are all in the room. I don't see why not.
Oh,
You
yeah.
were in the room. You were in the room. I don't see why not. Yeah. So what are you going to do exactly here? What's the plan?
Okay,
Push her off the boat.
With
Teleport!
I will have all of you executed without shedding a tear.
Jesus Christ.
This is gonna be a fun boat ride.
I picture home.
Where all your friends are dead. Oh my god.
Wow. Just think of 15 burning half-lit bodies. That's all you got to picture,
Where's
Doro.
Para, by the way?
Was that? Para's there. Para is in the. Para's just been listening to you.
He's
all.
with us, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I just
He's
assumed he
right
was
there
there.
in the room.
Crying.
We should. Yeah, crying.
Para's probably like, no, you know what happens when you give people drawings.
Right.
Okay, so when you say, how are you doing this, are you asking about how I would like to try and attempt to train my team members?
Yes, I would like to ask
Or
that.
are you asking about how I'm continuing to train myself?
Well, those things seem to have dovetailed now, so.
Sort of, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, the idea with the picture is after
And-
she's drawn it to a point that I would be like, oh my god, it's like looking at it.
Performance.
Oh no, natural 20.
Wow. Okay. It is
Drawing is my best
perfect.
skill.
It really is. Every time you draw, it's excellent.
So if we could just, every situation, I can just draw my
Right.
way in and
The
out
bandits
of
surround you. Hold still for a moment, would you?
I will draw you a portrait that will amaze you, and everyone's just like so.
20.
They start to pull their
The dragon
swords.
cries.
Look, that's actually lovely.
No, zombie. Let me show you what you look like in life, and then they're just overcome with emotion.
I didn't know I could feel after me missus died.
We defeat the game through art!
You have the best chance of that with me. It's still not going to happen.
Nah.
All right, so it's a lovely drawing. So, all right, so roll me a wisdom.
Oh, really? Not
Yeah.
dexterity or something?
No.
Nuts. 14.
To determine how fast your eyes move over the paper. All right, so you sit
He
there.
has a really good grip on it. But not so hard that it crumples.
Exactly. It's perfectly correct. Perfect lighting. You focus, and you have not spent so much time sitting here thinking about it before. You like close everything off, and there's this little halfling in the shaft of light underneath the ship somewhere, just like focused on this piece of paper and nothing else.
This paper, is he going to the bathroom?
Yeah.
Both.
No, it looks like it, yeah.
You just, you can feel the bridge, the connection, the energy that would seem to come out from you and from that place. And you recognize that this is what you're doing, that there's something coming from both that would then bridge within you and then snap you to whatever that location is. But whatever it is, it just never quite gets to that connection. You can feel it pulling on both sides, but you can't quite do it.
It kind of feels like a muscle. So if it's like a muscle, all you have to do is just work it 1,000 billion times until it gets enormous.
Or until you roll
and then,
20.
Yeah, or until
Right,
you roll
until you roll
20. Well, that happens too.
Right.
But that's good. Okay, so there's one facet of my training while on this ship. Okay, another facet.
Wait, now how are you training them?
Yeah.
Because
Do you wanna
Pear's
jump to
into
that?
this now. Yeah,
Okay.
because Pear
Okay.
heard that and he perked right up and he's like, yeah,
All right,
I
well
want to
then-
learn.
then-
Let's say that you spent the first
That'll
half of the
happen
day
afterwards.
training the way you were. You went to Afrani with this idea, everyone heard it, and you spent the back half of the day starting to train them.
Okay.
So,
Obviously, I gathered them all around.
on the deck or in your room or where?
Well, in our room.
Okay.
Yeah, I think we would want a private area.
Cool.
Yeah, I don't.
Guards, see that we are not disturbed.
Done, man.
Leave us.
Dum, dum, dum. Hey! You guys alright?
Fine, Brannick, we'll be with you later.
Okay, like help me outside. I'll be right out here.
He's like a golden retriever.
It is. They're wonderful dogs.
What a wonderful dog you are, you dumb boat. Obviously, guys, I've kind of getting to the hang of this divinity thing, I think is what we're calling it.
That's what Automobile called it.
Right? That strange elf. I'll assume that was Para. So,
No, that's fair.
obviously, each one of us has one of these things we could do now. And,
What can I do?
well, okay, good
Yes,
question.
that is a good question. What can you do?
I want to do something.
As
What's my power?
Or you have like animals and stuff.
Yeah, aren't you following a wolf or something?
you were having
Power?
well, but you were having visions about a wolf.
And then
It's
you
an
talk-
actual wolf.
And then you talk to the bear.
Never talked to the bear.
You almost felt like you were. It was close. There was a connection. You weren't really saying words to it, but there was a stronger
And then there was
connection
that
there.
narwhal.
There was the narwhal.
We could reintroduce him to you soon.
Well, no.
Oh, you need the narwhal.
How about this? How about
Introduce
this?
you. Look close.
Stop your sulking. You'll meet your narwhal friend soon.
What is the likelihood of there being an animal on this ship?
Very
Parrot,
likely.
a monkey.
There is
livestock.
there
Yeah,
is
probably
a
livestock for food.
Yeah.
Well, there's definitely livestock
something.
for food. There's also a large iron cage in the hold where they keep, I'd say, a dozen or so ravens, or not ravens. What do they use? What's the bird they use to send notes?
Homing pigeons?
Yeah, like
Pigeons
a
or
dozen
something.
pigeons where they would attach notes to their legs and send them off.
Someone's gonna send you a note about what bird that is.
Yeah,
Later
you know
on.
what,
It's
someone will.
actually...
It's
yeah.
actually the African sparrow. I know this wolf thing has got to be connected to this. You woke up with this fang thing. Okay.
Oh, yeah, I forgot
This is
about
clearly. Oh yes. Don't yet. I haven't taken it yet. Don't worry. I know that this is connected to that wolf that is connected to you in this respect of this divinity. I can just tell. Call it thieves' intuition. So what you need to do is figure out how you're connected to animals. Find out what this connection is, why everything that seems to be happening to you seems to be based off of furry creatures.
Or slimy.
Or slimy. So I would suggest you go downstairs and just kind of, maybe not talk to them, but
maybe look after the
You're
livestock?
suggesting I go downstairs and talk to animals.
Look, you want to be useful on the ship, you can help tend the livestock and talk to them at the same time.
This is true, actually. That's a
Like
very
that
good
you
point.
always have an answer.
That's my divinity.
You're telling me what to do, and it seems like a menial task, and I don't like.
You like doing
Fair
menial
enough.
tasks.
No, if I want to do them, I want. But when
Fine.
I'm told,
I
don't
think we
like
should
doing
all
anything.
practice together. We're all in this together. I will have
Fair
someone
enough.
etch you some sort of creature.
Oh, good. Okay, guys. Someone goes
And-
down into the hold and brings up a chicken.
Yes,
And there is now a chicken in the room. It's kind of like,
I would incline to something a little wiser than a chicken.
that okay, ma'am?
Something a little more capable.
The chicken is brought away, and 10 minutes later, they bring up a piglet.
A piglet, yes.
It
will also be cute.
Oh, and he just and he just raises his little head.
he's an
and nipples
affectionate
at your,
pig.
he
Somehow I
nipples
can
at your
relate to
fingers.
that.
These are the
So
best.
Oh, and he
delicious.
gets up in your arm.
We
and
all
he's
kind of forget what we're doing.
Yes, everyone's oh, little piglet.
He's so cute.
He is adorable, and
He's
he
like a
loves
little dog.
He's literally like looking at everyone, big smile, loves the attention. His ears go down when you pet his head.
Remember when we were going to Ani? Anyway.
Nope.
So, okay, this will be your assignment.
Oink,
now,
oink, oink. Oink,
now.
oink, oink.
Now, Dara, burn down the ship.
No.
I think you practiced enough.
Your last.
Tara, we need bacon.
The ship,
Oh,
the
no.
ship is ironwood.
Right.
So
Doesn't
even
matter.
But I bet the chest
You're-
of drawers or whatever is not.
Relax.
That's a good point.
I don't want him to train me how to use my powers. I'm quite comfortable with that. I want to see if he can teach me how to teleport.
How would
It's like a
all right?
marinade.
So how would I do this?
Oh, well, you just have to describe to her what it feels like to you.
Okay.
And try and lead her. I mean, however you want to do it. How would you teach her?
All right. Well, this is what happens when I do it, and then I describe the force of the place where I want to be and the place where I am of it stretching to, and once the connection's made, there's like an instant vacuum of me just being sucked to there.
Yep.
And then the connection is disconnected. And this is all within like less than moments, though.
Right.
You're pointing to a spot like maybe 30 feet across the room as you're doing this, like right on top of one of the cots, right? And you, as you're describing it,
Wait, let's have some fun with it.
Okay.
Let's. I pick up an
wait,
apple.
don't roll yet though.
No, I pick
Yeah.
up an apple
Yeah.
and I throw it to
Okay.
where
So you can catch
and I'll
it.
teleport and then catch it.
Oh, okay. All right.
Why
I want
not?
you to-
Let's
all right.
have some fun. Come
I
on,
want you to
wanna
roll
some.
a dexterity check.
Okay. 13.
Okay, then I want you to roll a second one to actually catch it.
Maybe that was your dexterity check speaking for itself.
11.
All right, so you boom, and you appear, but boom, and you don't quite catch it. It just goes right past her and strikes you in the head. But then boom, you catch it as it falls out. See? You know?
See?
Yeah. Now, as you're describing this, by the way, when you're just talking, about it and pointing and and saying you can feel this pull, you can feel the pull. Like you can hold the pull.
And
You can feel it kind of there, but not activated at the moment. But you can definitely
Yeah,
feel the
because
connection.
I've been feeling this muscle movement of the bridge
Right.
almost connecting.
And
Exactly.
can I, while he is explaining this and feeling this, use sort of my empathetic powers to see if, while both listening to what he's saying, also try and feel, I guess. the
You can
explanation.
definitely feel through him this pull, like in the center of his chest, as if there was something connected to the back of him, pulling through him, and you can kind of get a echo of that inside you. But when you go to pull on it, there's nothing. It's like this ghost of something, but there's absolutely nothing really there. But now that you can feel it, that's at least as far as the energy, because when it flows through you, you feel in every fiber of your being. It's like it crackles along your skin and your hair and the back of your neck, right? The energy feels the same. He's just using it in such a different way. And it's a way that feels outside of whatever you can do. Like almost as if your energy is here and every time you pull for it, you go above the water. You crack through the surface and into a place you can't control, is what the closest analogy you would have. But you do read him well, and he is filled with joy. Whenever he teleports, whenever he does this, it is pure, unadulterated joy.
Oh, I am sure he is.
He's pretty much some residuals from me and the pig.
Right? Yes.
Every now and then you'll hear me go, guys, watch! Right. And I'll roll into my back and he'll roll into his back and we'll do a little...
Yes. Joy, contentment spiked with joy. That's what you're feeling right now. General melancholy and concern. Those are the emotions you're feeling right now.
Right. Always the melancholy.
Always. With, spiked with occasional, anger.
Indeed.
That's your own.
You're just feeling it bounce off the walls back at you.
It's not so much anger, it's just annoyance and disdain.
Just done.
Annoyance and disdain.
Can't even.
Hello.
Hi.
That's just for you, Doug.
Thanks.
So what you're telling me is that even if I try, I'm not going to succeed.
It doesn't feel like it, certainly, at least not now.
Okay.
But yeah, it doesn't feel like, before, like with your power, there was always something edging around this. It just feels like a void. A complete void. A doid. Yes, it feels just like a doid.
All right. I mean, I think, though, I would still try.
Absolutely.
Sadly, I've wasted my 20 on a stupid drawing of a room. No, and 11, plus I don't even know what I would be.
It would just be a wisdom.
That would be, 13.
Okay, so you guys are practicing for a while, and she's trying to use her abilities, and like it really becomes like her almost trying to hone her abilities through you, and trying to feel yours at the same time, and you're trying to work around each other. I want a wisdom save from you.
5.
Okay, she's thinking, and you're thinking, and a stray thought of yours. Because he knocked on the door earlier, and as dumb as he is, he looked a little cute in his uniform. So a stray thought just goes to Brannick. Doro vanishes. You vanish from where you are. You reappear on the deck directly
in Brannick's arms.
Directly in front of Brannick. Just boom. You're like, oh, hey Doro.
Hey, Brannick.
How do you?
You didn't see me walk up?
Doro, it's okay. I know you can teleport.
Sorry,
Because you wrote a song about it. And
Right. Also, you kind of did it in front of everyone, and we've all been talking about it the whole time. Like, is it a trick?
Yes, it is a trick.
How do you do it? I want to tell you.
I'm not going to tell you.
Okay.
Okay. But I want you to keep doing what you were doing, and if anyone asks, I wasn't here.
Okay.
No, just
all right.
I'm gonna figure out your trick though, man.
Okay, you do that.
I'm gonna look into it.
Okay.
I bet it's powder and there's a trapdoor.
Oh, you're on the right track,
All right, I'm gonna keep
Brannick.
looking into
Nothing
it.
gets by you, Tony.
Yeah.
Good to see you, man.
Yeah, you too.
It would be difficult for me to practice my powers, though, because
Why?
In the same way, it would be difficult for Para. You can't
Yeah, I don't
burn
want
things
Para
down.
to let you-
Paris would be a challenge, and he recognizes that. And Para is also a little fearful of his.
Yeah.
Ever since the episode with Brannick, he's been a little he's pretty quiet and reserved as is, but even more so now. And when Brannick came into the room and he kind of swept his eyes over all of you, you definitely noticed that there was he saw Para and kind of looked away. There's a weirdness between the two of them.
Post him sort of burning Brannick.
Burning him down to his
Entering
skeleton.
him.
Yeah. I like you, but you did burn me alive.
But saved me in doing
Right.
so.
No, he literally burned him alive.
Yeah.
Burned him to life.
I've forgotten what your power is.
Well, I mean, other than all the old powers from the old days when magic was around,
Right.
that I'm slowly starting to learn, it's hard to say. Just a couple times strange things have happened. One time an arrow was about to hit me, and then suddenly a hand came out of my shield somehow, and it was a split second. I didn't even know what I was doing. It just popped up and grabbed the arrow, and the arrow then fell to the ground. Another time I seemed to push the skeleton against the wall just by thinking it. But it's always been at times when I've been really upset or in great danger.
As the sun on the fourth day sets, after you've cocked all day, you guys have
resting, done, whatever, you see another set of sails on the horizon. You are passing about just before the bluffs, really. And as you are, you guys can see the Blackwater again. It's basically
Bring it.
going to, well, it's like if you guys were going this way, the Blackwater's coming this way, it's going to cross right in front of you. You see them bring the sails in a bit, edge your ship off just a bit. They want to just go ahead and give a little bit extra room to the Blackwater.
Yeah, that's probably
That's
best we not
fine.
parlay with
And
them.
they instantly, of course, report all this to you as well.
Of course they do.
Yeah.
Shoot fire arrows at the Blackwater.
No, they got bigger things than arrows on this boat if you really wanted to.
Have any reports now that the sun set on the 4th day?
Now we do. We get notes back from the princess. The birds have not had a chance to get to Ani and back yet. But the princess's boat is fine. They're still heading at full sail to. That's the only boat. That's the only birds that are back. They're heading full sail towards Ani. Everything's fine. You guys back. So your ship backs off a bit, and the Blackwater
I mean, I don't
crosses.
think it would back off. I mean, I don't want to get involved in ship chicken.
Well, that's why they're backed off. Just because ships don't turn that quickly.
Right.
For safety room. They're just giving
I mean,
extra
if this
room.
is purely a navigation choice,
exactly.
that's fine. But I do not.
It's not like they're bending,
Right. Yeah, I do not feel that the flagship of the Aenean fleet would give way.
No, it's more that just they're going to be there first, and they're just moving around them. That's all.
That's fine.
As the Blackwater passes by, you can't. I mean, you can see just forms of people on deck. It's getting dark, so you can't clearly see any individual. But you guys see about 6 lights go off across the deck.
That's what happens. We're an Anian boat.
Yeah, exactly.
Right?
Wait a minute, we're in the
in
God's
case.
King ship, so
Yeah.
of course it's going to go off.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So I think about that in some way.
Right, exactly. And that is what they would expect to see if the God King was on board.
Right. So, just a normal day.
Just a normal day. Nothing to see here.
Fully
Nothing to
armored
see.
dwarf, nothing to see here.
After your encounter with the Blackwater, the sea remains open for the rest of the journey to Ani. Phryne spends her time reading notes from messenger birds and leading the crew. Doro continues to practice his teleport, attempting to expand his power ever further. Torvik plays with his new companion as he studies the ancient wooden armor form given to him by Steelbeard, while Zion continues to worry about his companions. Shortly before dawn on the 9th day, the great walls of Ani finally rise into view. Shimmering towers of ivory over 100 feet tall line the entire city island kingdom that radiate with a magical glow that seems to beckon you with enveloping warmth. You would be safe in those walls. You would be protected in those walls. You would find your fortune in those walls. Phryne, for you, this is a particularly intense feeling. You are surprised how much of a hold your home city has on you. As your ship rounds the southern tip of Ani and begins to enter her great canal, trumpets sound from across the walls as your ship is spotted. The soldiers on your ship have changed into their gold dress uniforms and are lining the rails of your vessel to return the trumpet blows and salute the great walls of Ani. Just before the canal, you are greeted with a series of massive towers that are even higher and wider than the walls themselves. This forms a box in the middle with ramparts of stone that seem to crisscross above you with nothing to hold them up. Soldiers line all of them, saluting the ship and saluting who they expect, to be carrying the God King. As you pass into the mouth of the canal, you can finally see the great aqueducts that run along the top of these ivory walls. As your ship passes into the mouth of the canal and the trumpets grow louder and louder, you can also hear a low rumbling that grows until the walls of Ani themselves seem to tremble. A couple of the soldiers on your boat stumble and fall backwards, looking up to the walls. "They've activated the overflow gates! We'll be swamped!" And a second later, an eruption of water explodes out of both sides of the gatehouse and plummets towards you, enough to completely engulf your ship. And we're going to stop right there. Thank you for joining us for the second half of Season 1 of Godsfall. And be sure to check us out next week as the players finally arrive in the great city kingdom of Ani. Also, be sure to check out Godsfall.com. We've put up all of our maps there. I'm working on getting character sheets up. I'm also working on a player's handbook for the world of Godsfall. It's going to take a lot of work, and we're definitely going to have to hire an artist. I can do a lot of things. I can design the logo, I can do the podcast, I can write the game, I can DM the game. I can't draw. So if you want to help us get that player's handbook in your hands faster, go to Godsfall.com and check out our Patreon account. Any help you guys can provide gets that book in your hands faster and lets us get this podcast made even better. So thanks again for joining us, and we'll see you next week.